What's this massive news that's coming out of the Federal Reserve of the United States today, and how is it going to affect crypto? This is absolutely essential and is going to play a very big part in how crypto is going to move in the next 6 months or further down the line. Now, you've probably been reading a little bit about inflation and interest rates, and you might not really understand what that all means, but you need to know that it is having a really large effect on cryptocurrency. And the reason that crypto has been falling so low is because the interest rates have been going up in the United States, which is making the United States dollar worth investing in, for who are now putting their money into the US dollar, which is causing their own currencies to decline. As well as that, it's making investments into stocks and shares and higher risk assets such as crypto more risky and less interesting. What we see happening from the Fed today is a continuation in interest rate hikes. Now, there's different things that could potentially happen. There's no idea exactly what the answer is going to be, but there's 3 potential outcomes, and they're going to have a vastly different impact on how cryptocurrency is affected and what the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum might be by the end of today. Before we jump into the charts and look at some different price predictions, let's take a look at this story over on Bloomberg. Fed to hike and hammer home hawkish message, decision day guide. So think about the different news that gets injected into the market when it's already known about. For example, the Ethereum upgrade, it doesn't really tend to affect price that much. If anything, the price will tend to drop a little bit. Interest rates are expected to come in around 0.75 basis points, which will already be factored into the market. However, it is announced it's going to be 100 basis points, or on the other side, 50 basis points. This could have a dramatic impact on the price of the US dollar and crypto in general. If we get hit with 100 basis points, you can expect a dump coming from cryptocurrency. On the flip side, 50 basis points could well trigger the next bull market, because it's going to knock the US dollar off of the top of where it's been flying to this last few months. So what we're looking at right now is coming notably at a very key time for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of them. If you look right now into a Bitcoin chart, something very significant is playing out. This is a weekly chart. There's a lot of data showing here. This falling wedge will more than likely break towards the upside. Now, when we're expecting it to break towards the upside, if you were to see a textbook example of what a falling wedge looks like before it breaks out, you have multiple touch points on the top, multiple touch points on the bottom, and then you have a nice flat base like this, all in some sort of a pattern. Maybe that might be a double bottom like this. Maybe that might be a triple bottom that looks a bit like this. What we're seeing right now is more or less a double bottom. But what is extremely worrying, guys, this area, this green zone here, is an extremely strong area of support for Bitcoin. The next area down, you'd be looking around something $15,000, $16,000. And I think if the 100 basis point comes in today and that gets announced, you're going to see Bitcoin rip towards the downside, because a lot of people are trying to now get in long on the market. When they're getting in long on the market because Bitcoin's at a low, they're expecting it to turn around. And if it doesn't, they're going to have stop losses, they're going to get margin called, and then it's going to rip down, it's going to take out every stop loss, collect all that liquidity, form potentially a big spike towards the downside, and then you're going to see maybe a bit of a buy up. This could potentially be worst case scenario, somewhere down between $10,000 and $11,000. That's obviously depending on what this news is. I do not have any idea what the news is. I believe that 75 to 100 basis points is more likely than the flip side of things. There's no reason to go in with a 50 basis point hike. They're going to continue to squeeze and push it as hard as they can, so that later down the line they can ease off a little bit. 75 basis points seems to be the most popular opinion. So what you're thinking is, potentially if we do just remain the same, we may see a little bit of movement coming in, but actually we are then potentially looking at being very close to the edge of this pattern here. Somewhere around October, we could see Bitcoin actually squeezing out and moving up here. If we look across the other cryptocurrencies, for example, here we got Avalanche, you can see that they all look like they pretty much bottomed out. Again, you're coming across the basic attention token, they show similar things with these double bottoms in here. You've got Link posting this sort of flat bottom through here. Although Bitcoin may be not showing signs of being in a crypto winter, if you look at these other cryptocurrencies, they're kind of showing you that with crypto winter we've been sat in has actually been going on for quite a while. This is Gala coin here, obviously reacting a little bit more like Bitcoin. Ethereum had that big news more recently, which has obviously had a bit of an impact on the price. And again, Solana showing something very similar. If you actually look at Solana has appeared to have broken out of that, but waiting for Bitcoin to rally and bring more money into cryptocurrency. What's really very exciting about today is, so what could be very exciting today if we get a rise in interest rates is a potential rise that's not going to be that big. If it's not as big as we're expecting, this could be the start of a bull run for crypto, because it could well blast Bitcoin out of that falling wedge it's been stuck in since November. If that happens, then it will target back towards all-time highs. The rest of the market will start to explode along with it, and it's going to cause a huge drama, a huge wave across all different countries. Basically, if you are a day trader like me, I'm not day trading today for very obvious reasons. I don't want to be involved in the markets when there's going to be news like this. Yes, you might get lucky, but it's basically gambling. You might as well go and look for red and black on a roulette table, because it's probably going to be much more fun and enjoyable than sitting on a computer screen and doing the same with your Bitcoin or Ethereum, because you never know exactly where it's going to move today. All I'm saying is if it does rip towards the downside, maybe you've got a good opportunity to buy more. Not financial advice. Go away and do your own research. And on the flip side, if it does boom towards the upside, I'm not saying sell it, I'm not saying buy more, just wait for a potential retrace. If it does rip towards the upside, it will come back down, settle down, and then eventually it will start to move again. Talk about all of this over on my Telegram group. If you want to get access to that, it's absolutely free. Link down below in the description. Head across there. We're going to be starting to give away some special offers, as well as ways you can get onto different exchanges and things and earn lots of different rewards and the very best rates. Guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Slightly different from my normal thing today. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. Thank you very much for doing that. If you're new to the channel and you want to find out more about cryptocurrency, global macroeconomics and more, then make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.